All right, good morning and welcome back to Prince's Seat channel. Today is still the 27th of October 2025. It's a wonderful Monday morning and the second day within the week. We thank the Lord for everything. There was a write-up that I stumbled at just over the weekend, and I'm going to get that across to us still based on the expectations. Let's see how much this synchronizes with our expectations. It says, greetings, prospective multi-millionaires and billionaires in nairas and dollars. Finally, we have settled for the federal government date of November 3rd for disbursement. The government has fixed, signed, documented, and forwarded this date. The stakeholders fought for a closer date, but the federal government prevailed, and as we informed you earlier, disbursement would be coming from the World Bank, but the technical group that will enhance it is already here. Let's continue in our fervent prayers for the actualization of this date. Now, why I'm actually bringing this up is not because we've not heard of the date. You know, if you listen to the V-note I posted just before this, and then the V-note that have come in earlier before now, there were predictions of two dates, which was the 28th of October and which is tomorrow precisely, all things being equal, and the 3rd of November. But finally, it was said to have been settled for 3rd of November. But I think Jolivia still has greater hope for this month of October before it passes, that there are still more days for October to actually actualize the promise, and that those peddling the 3rd of November is not true. It's not true. That is wrong. That is a false assertion, and that 28th of October or October precisely is still the month of delivery. Now, all well and good. It's a win-win situation, but my emphasis is, I think even Jolivia has not also desisted to understand that this is the grant community, and the date being peddled, he has peddled a lot of dates in recent past which has never come to pass, and when he comes back again on platform, he glides across it as if those dates were not said in the first place. He didn't even make reference to them, or just try to explain it away. But I think the same thing applies to, it's not just about him alone, but all of the date predictors over time. They seem to forget that the grant community is the grant community. I think Reverend Elibo would have finally learned in that capacity, and he releases lesser V-note right now, because the last he released, he was too confident about it, and he said that his source is different from every other person's source. And so no matter what you say, it's your business, I don't care. And but I think he would care right now, because the date that he projected and predicted came and left, and no disbursement was done. I think that in itself should make everybody realize that, hey, predicting date within the grant ecosystem, it's not, it doesn't make sense. It makes you more of a liar than just what you're trying to project. And don't just tell me, as long as you're not the authority, you don't have the vetoes or the right, to tell us that the actual date is so. You can only even the predictions can get to the point where it begins to get on the nerves of people, because at the moment of prediction, you raise the nerve of the people up. Now, people have finally put their minds towards November 3rd. I wasn't the one that projected it anyway. Ngozi Israel came with abracadabra, what's it called? A kind of parabola. What do they call it again? She came with some proverbial statements, to show that 28 is not feasible, but 3rd is more feasible. You understand? And she stood on that, just more or less like a confident statement too. Now, but he has come back now to say that that is a lie, it's not true, and 28 or October still is still better. And one thing that happens is once people project those dates right at that time, they raise the emotions of the people, and people have already projected their minds right now based on the projected date of 3rd November. They've even removed their minds from the 28th of October, casting it to November, all things being equal. Some have even casted it more than December. Some say 2026, just because of promise and fail over time and the way the grand ecosystem is wired when it comes to predictions and expectations. Not because the fund is not there, but the fund is there, just that a lot of gimmicks have been played, and then we have people who doesn't want the masses to smile. They just want only them, their family, their generations' wealth to be acclaimed to only their families alone. And so they see it as like family business, Nigeria Limited. And so no other person has the right to get, the benefit of what they are getting. And so now what I'm trying to bring to the fore is simply that bringing the date again within October raises some emotions. It brings emotions right to fore again. Now, when it dashes the emotion, because that is the major crux of his sentence, that it is still within October, when people have already taken away their minds away from here, and now people's emotions will begin to erupt again within this time. Now, when it fails, who heals those hearts? Who heals those emotions? Who brings this emotion? They just take people's emotion, people's heart up. They raise it up and they dagger it and they walk away. It's not nice. Now, if you say, all right, this is what we had, it is still subject to verification. This is what we are listening to, is subject, it's only wisdom to tell and say that this is what the date we are hearing now again from the management and the government. They are trying to reconcile the date has been so days, so time. We can understand that you are not the authority. You are only speaking based on information that you hear. And then those informations, most times, they are mixed within circles. You wouldn't just know what you get from maybe your source. By the time it is disseminated to the people, it's been diluted. And like I said before, we've not been able to pinpoint an authority, a cogent authority within the pioneer wing. We have not been able to do that. The authority have remained so silent, you understand. But when it comes to the Apostle Ken, we understand that it's an authority actually, though the silence coming from his end is laudable, but we understand that is an authority in itself. When it comes to pioneer, a lot of confusion are in the house, and you can't just pin it down to an authority. Ngozi Israel, Elibo, Pastor Donald, and rest of them like that are just, they are just voices that speaks to motivate the people, but they are not authority. So majority of their voices should be just termed as speculations and not the actual fact. And that's what we should understand here. So anybody coming to talk to us, there's no voice in this ecosystem that has been so convincing enough, that is convincing enough as that of Apostle Ken, yet his own is very silent. So every other voice should be termed as just mere speculations until it comes to pass, and then raising the emotions of the masses with a confident assertion. If I am speaking, knowing how the grand ecosystem is conditioned and wired, I don't speak from the position of authority because I'm not an authority. And when I have to speak to you, I speak based on speculations that this is what we hear in time. It is still subject to scrutiny and still more further verifications. I think in that mindset, people positions their mind to understand that, all right, we are standing to get what we get in time for now. Then tomorrow it might change. In fact, you might have a supposedly true information in the morning in the grand ecosystem. By nightfall, it's no more true because we are dealing with politicians. And when I dropped a point yesterday, I talked about Nigerian politics is a dirty, scruffy, stinking, spanky game. The fun will be there before you know. When you blink your eyes, it's somewhere else. You understand? It's somewhere else. Yet the fund is real. The money is real. The money is there. It's not your father's money. It's not your grandfather's money. It doesn't come from your village. It's not from your ancestor. It's just steward that you need. You just need to be a steward. That's all. And you want to lord over the heritages of the masses, over what could liberate hundreds of thousands and millions possibly. But then that is the kind of Nigerian spirit, the black blood and the black devils that we have within the country. And that is the place where I'm not a Nigerian. when it comes to really dealing things with the way the spirit of greed, that spirit of greed that has bedeviled the country, I'm not a Nigerian in that perspective. You understand? Because Nigeria is blessed. We have a country that is so blessed, and all things being equal, it's the populace they are not expected to be crying and be lamenting on a fund of this nature, because it didn't come from Nigerians' coffers. It's from US. It's United African fund, and it's not your fund. So why would you loud on it? Why would you loud on it? So according to this information, so the funding source now is coming from the World Bank, this and that, and one of the most, I don't know. So, well, whatever the case is, what I have to say is this. Every participant, every legal and every eligible participant who have actually put in for all of this grant in time, this upcoming disbursement for us, by God's grace, would mean a fresh start, a financial rebirth that would turn our dreams into realities. It's not just about us receiving these funds alone. It's about us receiving the empowerment, the restoration, and the freedom from these long-standing financial struggles. It's a divine moment that is going to transform families, businesses, communities across the nations, and it means that schools are going to be reopened again for a lot of children. Businesses are going to be revived, debts will be cleared and cancelled, and new ideas will find life again. But we must also be wise. As we wait for these blessings, it's just important for us to prepare our minds, our plans, and our priorities. When this fund is finally released, ensure that it is used purposefully. Let it build. Let it not destroy. Let it build. Let it empower somebody. Let it not enslave someone. Remember that every financial opportunity actually comes with responsibility, and we cannot underestimate the power of prayer in all of this. Of course, from the beginning, it has always been prayers, unity, and sustain that has sustained this particular vision hitherto, despite all odds. And now that we're at the edge of all of these manifestations, let us not relent. Let us keep praying for the success of the final step, that the disbursement would happen seamlessly, without hassle, smoothly, that no technical or administrative obstacles are going to arise, that every beneficiaries would be found and settled accordingly, and that God will perfect that which concerns us. What He has started through this program will be finalized and actualized. Remember that prayer is our greatest spiritual technology, and it is what moves unseen forces in our favor. So let us remain fervent in faith and consistent in thanksgiving towards God, because victory is now within reach. So to all our expectant beneficiaries, do not allow weariness or doubt to overshadow your joy. You've come too far to give up now. A lot of people have mocked us, criticized the entire system, lost faith along the way, but those who endure to the end will definitely surely testify. The waiting period is almost over. The document signed and everything, whatever thing, we look forward, whether it's 28th of October or 3rd of November, an appointment with God is an appointment with God. And I believe that this season is going to speak positively to us. And once again, I congratulate every prospective millionaires, billionaires who have stood strong through this process. Your testimony, your testimony, your own testimony is about to manifest, and the world is going to celebrate you in grand style. Remain steadfast, remain prayerful, and get ready for the time. I have not mentioned any date, and get ready for the time according to God's will for us. Your day of divine release and financial breakthrough is right just at the door, and God is going to perfect everything that concerns us, and our land shall yield increase. Thank you very much. This is Prince Seed, and for those who are just gliding across for the first time, they are here to meet us. I welcome you to actually punch in that subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss out on vital updates. When we drop one, you certainly have one. Wonderful. Thank you very much, and I wish you a lovely day. God bless you. And bye for now.